Hello, guys. I'm going to try to give you guys like a few minutes to get in here so that we can talk about the reading special. And I don't have any makeup on, so I'm sorry if I'm scaring anybody, okay? I don't always be having the makeup on. Hello, guys. Finally decided to show my face to the world. All right, let's get right to it, okay? So I wanted to come and tell you guys about the reading special, okay, that I'm running for the full moon. Okay. So until midnight on the full moon, which is March the 9th, my 50-minute readings as well as the consultations are on 60-minute. I'm sorry. My 60-minute readings as well as my consultations, because my consultations are, to be honest with you, a lot of my readings end up turning into consultations. Okay. I'm gonna sit this down real quick, y'all, because I gotta yeah, I'm tired of holding that already. So I'm sorry. Okay. So my 60-minute readings are 50 until March the 9th at midnight. Okay. And I will be running that special. First of all, I'm going to be running a lot of different specials through the month of March. Okay. One of the specials is going to be this one, and then also I have one that is going to be going more so towards the spring equinox, because we got stuff coming up for that. Because I don't know, it seems like stuff goes by really fast, and if you're not prepared for it, so we're kind of preparing in advance. I know that what gets extremely popular around this time of the year is money spells. Okay, people really want money spells. Love spells, I mean, there's so many other different types of workings that you can get. Um, a lot of different workings that can be, you know, indirectly affecting various aspects of your life. Okay. So, what I think a lot of people should work on is their spiritual gifts, and then also um, healing and the chakras so that you can vibrate at a higher frequency. Okay. Because that's really what it's all about, honestly, because yeah, I mean, you want to destroy hatred and negativity and ignorance in your life as much as possible, in my opinion. Okay, that's just my humble opinion. It's going to always be there, but does it have to affect you? No. So I am running a reading special, and then it was something else. Oh my God, it was something else I was going to talk to you guys about. Oh, yeah, subscribing to my new tarot card channel, all free psychic readings, like the ones that I upload to YouTube, all of them are going to go on the new channel. And I would really, really appreciate it. I would love you guys if you would go over there and sub to that channel. It's You should be able to find it by just putting in High Priestess Jamila, but I will try to link it in the video description box when I'm done with this one, so you can go directly to the channel and sub, or either I'll put it in the comments or whatever, or I'll make a community post about it, because all of your free readings are, and in fact, I think I might make an official announcement, because that will draw people over there. Go to that channel. This channel is going to be used for other stuff. So we'll do like, and I think I'm going to switch this channel over to maybe Patreon, like some of the stuff, like I'll, because I've been thinking about doing it, like having some of my stuff to where you would have to be a Patreon to access it, like some of my spells and stuff. I've thought about it. I've got tons and tons and tons of videos on here on witchcraft. Like it's so it yeah. So that's how I still get so many views. But for some reason this channel got stuck and the algorithm got messed up. So I want to take the readings over to another channel. And so I will have readings going up today. In fact, I'm going to start putting them up. I think we're going to do love readings, is what we're going to do. Because I think that love can be really confusing. And the spirit of confusion sucks, especially if you are very empathic or sensitive. And when it comes to, especially your exes, they love you, but then they hate you. They constantly think about you, but they're angry. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's good to, like, the readings are good. The readings actually help me out because I listen to my own readings. I do, y'all. I listen to my own readings. So, um, yeah, I said I was going to come and announce the reading special. You can get faster service by cash apping me. Okay. Otherwise, my same day readings don't necessarily cost extra per se, but in case you want a same day reading, because a lot of times I'm gonna be honest with y'all, with like even paying for the readings like on Etsy or whatever, or even on a website, to me as a small business owner, I would rather have access to those funds immediately if I'm going to be providing a reading service. Now, it'd be different if you was providing some other service, but I think as far as with that energy transference, because the money does provide a layer of protection. That's why that is the reason why we charge you. Okay, because you never know what could come up. You never know what vitamin or mineral your spiritualist might need. You may have a spirit that comes through that feeds off of only magnesium, and then the next thing you know, your eye jumping. Okay, and when your eye is jumping like that, that is a sign of a magnesium deficiency. But why are you deficient? It's obvious that to me, it's interdimensional beings, and then also it can be other stuff that could be feeding off of your energy organically. And I think that I don't know, like I'm 42 years old. In my opinion, when I look at myself in the mirror, I feel that I still look young. Why? Because I'm used to looking at myself. Now, other people might say, "Oh, she looks terrible," and I don't think I do. Because I know how to clear myself, and I know, and I think that a lot of times, when it comes to like preserving you, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder, is what I will tell you. Let's just put it like that. Okay, I'm okay with the way I look. I've been looking at myself my whole life. I don't think I look old or haggled or anything like that, but it is what it is. That I feel like take the opportunity to protect your energy for real. That's what they don't want you to do. That's why they say, "Oh, don't practice that witchcraft and stuff." Oh, what are you doing right there? Why are you putting salt by your front door? Why are you throwing salt over your shoulder? Oh, that's witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? And they'll tell you not to do it, but in reality, they're giving you very bad advice. The church, that's why witches are against the church, because the church is giving bad advice to people. And oh my God, guys, it was so interesting. There was this show that I watched, and it didn't really I don't think it made it to syndication or whatever they call it. So they didn't actually play it on the networks. But there was a segment it was about witches. It was about witches in the South. It was a very interesting show. I actually would have loved to watch it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it really took off. At least I haven't heard anything. But anyway, There was a segment on there where, and I don't know if they purposely made church folks look ignorant, but there was a guy that came in there with a legitimate spiritual problem, and he told the lady what was going on with him, and she began to act really childish. She gave him horrible advice on what he should do. It just was like, you're supposed to be a member of a church, and you're supposed to be, and literally he did go to a spiritualist or whatever, because just saying that somebody is ruined or bad just because they have a bad spirit on them, you kind of realize that that kind of goes against every principle that even speaks in your Bible. And then also another thing, everybody doesn't have to go off of that or go by those rules. You know what I'm saying? So it is a choice. It is, and but when they tell you to be afraid of witchcraft and, oh, witchcraft is evil, no, witchcraft can help you. Witchcraft has changed my life. I am living in this house, which is basically my dream house. I got my freaking dream house because of witchcraft. Are you kidding me? Like, how are you going to argue with that? How can you argue with that when it is a system that has bought me shelter and fed me? You know what I'm saying? And not to say that the other system didn't work, but it put a lot of limitations on what I could do. And it wasn't, at least the way that my parents were utilizing it, it didn't really bring a lot of prosperity into the family either. So we are working with Lakshmi. I actually have two new rituals. I've got people contacting me about it. So please believe that, whether or not you want to believe or not, if for some reason my clients, they keep buying these rituals and they keep getting the things that they want and manifesting the things that they want. So, I mean, it's not even a question or a debate over here about whether or not my spells work or whether or not witchcraft is real. Okay. If you don't believe that witchcraft is real, then you don't need to be here. And see, I do have family members that feel very strongly about witchcraft. And it's like, including my father, because he felt like he didn't believe in witchcraft. And I said, well, you don't believe in your daughter then, because I'm a witch. So just because you deny that witchcraft exists doesn't mean that it can't affect you. How can you be sitting there suffering with an illness and saying that you don't believe in witchcraft? Because it was the black magic and the negative energies and demons that brought the disease and sickness to your body in the first place. You are a perfectly made human being with an immune system. Why would you be getting diagnosed with cancer and things like that? Why would that happen? And not to say that people that get diagnosed with cancer deserve those things. I'm not saying that either. But what I am saying is that, if you are a witch and you're denying your witchy side, it's gonna keep poking at you. It does, it pokes at you. Especially when it comes to rituals and stuff, these are actual energies that we are harnessing from. We feed off of the earth. The earth doesn't feed off of us. The earth doesn't need to feed off of us. Everything is in perfect balance. The confusion is in the back of our minds because I believe that everybody was lied to. Everything that they tell you not to do, you should actually do it, except for some things, obviously. No, you shouldn't rape children. The Bible actually encourages the violation of young folks and stuff. So, in reality, you can sit up here and say, oh, well, it's horrible the things that go on in this world. But then when you kind of overlook or try to cast a shadow or try to deflect away from where that stuff came from, and to me, I am I probably have created my own religion, so to speak, if you want to call it that, if you want to label it that, because I believe that if you have a Bible in your home, that that is a cursed object. And if you tell me that you have a Bible in your home, I'm going to tell you something. Most of the people that I feel like, the people that I talk to, like my clients, your spirits tell me different things. And sometimes I'll feel this threatening energy coming from some of my clients. And, they don't even really know it because they're asleep. They supposed to be asleep. They ain't supposed to know. But if you've told me that you keep a Bible in your house, that's where that negative energy comes from. And I ask for my clients, do not ever read that Bible and put my name in it ever, because I'm going to pick up on it and I'm going to have to send that energy back. And so you got to be careful, because when you read past out of the Bible, you're practicing witchcraft. Guess what? The people that wrote the Bible, they were practicing witchcraft. I keep trying to wake people up to this. They don't get it. All they know is black and white. All they know is witchcraft bad, Christianity, Catholicism is good. That's all they know. It's very basic for them. Okay, when it's not basic for their leaders, for the leaders of the church and the people that join their congregation. Over here, you are a free thinker. We're not subjected to those limitations. And I've given out more pink slips, I'm gonna tell you. Even when it comes to clients, I'll pink slip you. And that's when I'll say, hey, I gotta let you go. I gotta let you fly. And so I do that too sometimes, especially when I feel like you've, it, it's got to be like a continuing progression. It can't be, oh, I'm gonna go this far and then I'm gonna stop and shut down. So, I am your coach, especially your spiritual coach. And I know what I'm talking about because I've probably worked with hundreds of clients the past 5 years alone. Hundreds. Okay. So I talk to a lot of people, and like, it's like, I'm gonna tell you something. Here's what a lot of people don't understand is that I don't look at the person and the spirit, because I already know your spirit. I look at the energy around you, and if you have that bad energy on you, I'm going to tell you. And I tell people out the gates these days. I don't even wait. I don't even wait. I don't. I let people know, hey, you've got, and that's one of the cursed objects that we're going to be talking about, is going to be the Bible. I wouldn't even get what looked like a fake Bible. And the reason why is because things like that needs to be buried. We shouldn't be proud of the history of the Bible. That would be just like being proud of slavery, which who in the hell would be proud of that? So, no, I am 100% pagan. It's in my blood. And if you have a couple of generations of fools, okay, you can actually do blood cleansing rituals. You can cleanse your bloodline, just like you can cleanse your chakras. You can cleanse your blood. Y'all, I'm trying to find something within this blanket. Give me a second, guys. So if you guys need to contact me for readings, you can either Cash App me, $Psychic Jamila, or you can visit my Etsy page. Okay, I am missing something. Something's getting ready to, hold on. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to sit here and get some recordings done because I am in the mood to do readings, y'all. I am. I do not like to be stagnant. There is definitely a stagnated energy that came through. The moon is actually in Cancer right now. See, that moon energizes me. But with some people would have them in their feelings, they all angry and stuff. They the 5 of Cups in the reverse position. See, this energy invigorates me. I love moon energy. I love when the moon is in Cancer. I do. So everybody in their feelings or in their emotions, it's either doing you good or doing you bad. And so emotional blockages are some of the worst that you can have. Or them emotional blockages. So anyway, we're going to talk about all of this on the new tarot channel. Make sure that you guys go and sub to that. I'm going to keep pushing that channel until I get it kind of built up. I'm going to keep pushing it. So I will see y'all later. I got to go. I got things to do, and then I got some phone calls to make. If you are a client and you're watching this and I have texted you, I always follow up with my clients. Like, I keep a schedule where I will follow up with y'all. Just make sure that you answer me back. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'll start to get worried. Y'all know it's important to check in with me. And then also I can tell when y'all must be going through something because you won't like communicate with me. And that's not good. You better open it up and communicate. We're gonna be doing some meditating. And I haven't been able to do this in a while because my other laptop broke. But guys, I have a new laptop that's going to be on its way. Literally, it'll be here like Monday. So we'll be able to do more of the meditation and Reiki. Um, I kind of do a little bit of free Reiki when I do that, when I do the meditation, because, okay, what ends up happening is when other empaths come in and they're in my presence, whatever frequencies that I am that are being delivered into my body that are existing within my chakras, they're going to pick up on it like a mirror, almost like a magic mirror, and then they're going to become me, right? They're going to become my energy. So even if several people are in the room and I'm vibrating on a higher frequency and all of those 7 people are empaths, what's going to happen is that they're going to mirror my energy. And then that is really kind of how Reiki kind of naturally happens with empaths. It's just whether or not you're sending positive energy or negative energy. And so when I do the public meditation, like what I would do, like when I'll talk to you guys and stuff, because, that needs to happen soon. And that kind of stuff will be on this channel. I am delivering energy to you guys, and I notice that I always get an extremely positive response because it's kind of like whoever is watching, whoever is witnessing or listening, they get to be a part of that vibe of that energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually good. It's like a spiritual transference of energy. And so a lot of you guys, what I'm sensing and what we're battling with is worry, worrying about this, worrying about that, being frozen in time because you're just stuck in like this ball of worry. This is also a blockage because worrying does not help manifestation. In fact, it stops it. So even if I do love work for you or whatever work I do for you, I tell you to not worry or overthink it. Because when you start to overthink, you start to get scared and then you start to get confused. And then sometimes you can get dizzy, you can get a headache, and then you don't think straight. And you have to be able to think straight, which is why it's important. Okay, everybody's into the protection herbs, the hexing herbs. But what about the herbs that give you clarity? What about those herbs? Herbs like horehound, herbs like pennyroyal, Those herbs are going to give you clarity, so where you'll be able to think and you'll be able to deal with all of those energies that are crowding you, and so that you can basically, especially if you have a lot of energy, this is manifestation power too, because energy is energy. That's why when you guys tell me, y'all be like, I ain't got the money, and you keep telling yourself that you don't have the money, and I'll say, okay, I'm gonna ask spirit to put the money in your hand. Literally, people will contact me that night like, I got some extra money, and it's like, what? So even if you can't pay for your services, just reach out. You know what I'm saying? It's important for you to do that. um so I'm one, because a lot of spiritualists, they like, if you ain't got nothing, don't contact me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that yeah, it is important for us to get paid for our services, because we got to eat too. And this is what we do for a living. And I think people judge that. I think there's some people that will get judgmental, and they'll think you're not really doing anything, and they have no idea. You know why they think? Because most people, I mean, after 3 years of being a witch and working for people and working for the public, especially on YouTube, you're gonna develop a thicker skin, and it's gonna seem easy to you. Like when I did some of my first exorcisms, when I would be getting rid of those spirits, even internally inside of me, it would literally, like that energy would, when it comes out, it just kind of floods your body, and it makes you feel like crap sometimes. And that's one of the hardest things about it. And the one thing that I can tell you is that there's a specific plan that you do have to follow. Otherwise, you will find yourself, being weaker, feeling weaker, not really manifesting that the things that you, I mean, you're not, if you can't even manifest what you need, hell, what makes you think you're gonna get all of your desires? Like, in a lot of your desires, it does take time for them to manifest. So there's nothing wrong with wanting things in life. They said that it was bad to want things in life, because that represents desire, and that represents the devil. So like there's literally like an establishment set up, but you know what that does? That leaves voids, because instead of you going with your first nature, which is to create, which is to grow, which is to flourish, okay, which is to procreate. If you're not in that mindset, then things are dying around you, they're decaying. And it's up to you. I don't care what your mama did. I don't care what your grandmama did. Those are get your own identity. You have to be able to identify yourself. So, there's a lot of people with people that have identity problems. It's very obvious that they're having an identity issue, because so those people, the way that you can tell is that they're constantly trying to tell people what they are, but it's always something negative. They never see the good in people, because there's good in everybody. Okay, which means that ultimately everything has its purpose. I've been trying to come to grip with every creature on this earth and its purpose. But I think that there's a lot of creatures that have purpose. That's just like succubuses have the purpose of sucking your energy out of your body and killing you. Are you going to let it in your personal space? Oh, well, this is your nature, so just devour me. Now, if you're a god or a goddess, then that thing can devour you, and you just get right back up over and over again. That was the whole significance of the story of Jesus and why we're coming up on Easter, and this is going to be the time where Jesus was resurrected. And so, but pagans, the way we celebrate it is as the spring equinox. This is when things are coming into bloom. We're saying goodbye to the winter and we're welcoming in spring energies. And also, everything that died in the winter is going to flourish. It's going to come back to life. Flowers are going to grow, leaves are going to grow on trees. You're going to, I mean, it's totally different. In the wintertime when it gets kind of cold, things are kind of, the air can get dry, kind of, the trees get bare. So, and that, and also it's when night and day is equal. See, in the winter time, night is longer than day. But when the spring equinox comes in, this is actually a shift. It's a shift in the energies, and that shift is very powerful for things to be balanced. Which is why you want to always have your stuff together. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If you don't want to invest a lot of money, like I'm gonna tell you, always keep you an oil lamp on deck. You can get them for like $5 at Dollar Tree, or you can get them for like $5 at Walmart too. And keep you some of that oil in case may run out of candles or something. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to make sure that you're prepared, especially around this time, because so things are going to be balanced, and then also that's a lot of positive energy that comes in with the spring, a lot of positive energy. So celebrating the spring equinox is celebrating the mother goddess Ostara, or either whatever deity. A lot of people celebrate Brigid, Morrigan. Those are more of the other deities, but then some people celebrate the orishas. It just depends on who how you practice your magic, how you practice. I personally, during the solstices, I work with other deities besides the ones that I typically work with. And I'm sorry, what I found is that is what gives me the most get back, the most power in the situation, because you definitely who wouldn't want to increase their power of manifestation? Who wouldn't want to do that? Everybody should want to do that. Everybody. It's what's good for the earth. Go out there and get it. Don't hurt people. It harm none. Don't harm none. You're not supposed to do that. See, the Wiccans actually got that from the pagans, in my opinion, but pagans do sacrifice animals. I will tell you that. And so right now there's like a war going on between that and that. And so in nature, animals kill even each other. So you kind of got to look at nature when it comes to that. Paganism is a nature-based belief system. Okay, it's nature-based. There are some people that believe that if you go skinny dipping in the lake, that you can cleanse yourself of bad spirits. There's some people that believe that if you run a tub of water, you can go under the water and travel to different places and open up portals, or battle your enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some, and so whatever you believe in is what it is. And so there are certain principles that I instill, especially in my students, because have y'all ever saw that movie, The Skeleton Key? I know movies can be different from actual real life stuff, but y'all remember what they were saying about hoodoo, and about how hoodoo is like suggestion. So, you may, that like kind of like the Jedi mind trick. Magic in itself doesn't work that way. Magic actually can create. Magic is what created the earth. It's what created water. It's it's what created us was magic. So magic is more so, especially when a woman gives birth, because she's giving birth to another physical body that you can actually see and touch, and it grows up. You know what I'm saying? So that within itself is very powerful. And then also men are powerful. They are more so powerful as protectors. In fact, most of the divine masculines that we work with, they are very fierce protectors, which is why we work with them. I know I like to work with Arula. So, they say you have to be crowned or whatever. I feel like I was born crowned, and they work very well with me. Like when I start to work with the Orishas, stuff starts to happen, especially Yemiya. So I'm pretty comfortable with them, and I will incorporate other stuff, but they don't really mind that. I think that if you believe that they care, then that could be something that's kind of like a mind trick to you, because a lot of the deities that I work with, guys, these deities came to me. Like Saint Expeditius came to me. I didn't go looking for him. He came to me, and I'm glad that I found him. So, a lot of times when you have deities that want to work with you, like, it seems like I actually get, um, what do you call that? I get propositions by deities. Of course, I get proposition by demons too, every once in a while. Man, it don't happen too often anymore, guys. I used to suffer from spiritual rape. There was one time I was actually pulled into the astral and raped. And I bought something physical back with me from that experience. Hey Nefertiti, how you doing? So I think that part of the reason why that was even able to happen to me was because of my physical ability to travel to other places like that. Because I think that with some people, it doesn't take very well. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, because I know that there's some people that can travel to other places and never come back. They never come back. They just gone. I know I've had astral travel and meditation experiences that were so powerful, and I was really deep into it, that I traveled all the way, like, past like this galaxy, and I went, like, I was trying to get to into the spiral galaxy, and I went way out, and I made it, but it was kind of difficult getting back, because when you're doing stuff like that, you need to know what you're doing. You can't just be randomly traveling places and just being picked up and moved all over the place. Because that time that I was levitating, my spirits actually didn't like that. I was going through some kind of astral levitation, and I am utterly convinced that it was actually happening. The only difference is that I was kind of asleep, so I wasn't, and I was really that light, but I was being led, like, to, like, it was kind of scary to me. You know what I'm saying? So my spirits actually did not like that. I got a bad reading on it. It was like, you don't never want that to happen. And I know I've only been through that. I think I've levitated like maybe 2 or 3 times, and I know I levitated. So I think that that can happen naturally to witches, because we have abilities, and maybe it's because we're more open, and being that we're more open can possibly make us more susceptible to that happening. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, people tend to not, either they don't believe you, either they don't believe, but I know that people believe me. That's even why some people don't like me, because they believe in because nothing that I have said has Like I've told several prophecies of what I've seen coming, and I predicted a lot of the stuff that has happened. And I can honestly tell y'all that it's all over the news about this coronavirus. Let's breathe it out, y'all. Don't cancel your plans because of the coronavirus, because the coronavirus is not more powerful than the goddess and the healers on this planet. So you guys, okay, what I could sense is that a lot of people are just like, oh my God, I feel kind of congested. Am I congested? Am I sick? Y'all will go and read those symptoms of the coronavirus, and then all of a sudden you're having them. And because that is what I call hypochondria empathetic syndrome. Yeah. Yeah, I control all of my, spirit. What spirit told me, what they didn't like about that levitation experience is that someone else was doing it, and it was my mother. My mother messes with me all the time, guys. I don't, and so some of y'all might even suspect your mother, but my mama messes with me all the time. My birth mother, she messes with me. So she was messing with me that night, and for some reason, I had that levitating experience because I'm in control of all of my dreams. I don't have nightmares. I don't have nightmares. If I don't have a good dream, I don't dream at all. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I did that. And that was my intent, was to, because I figured out that something was, they get access to us through, or when we're asleep, obviously. They get access to you when you're asleep. And I think that it could possibly be whatever, like, spiritual implant is, but I think again they come in through the portals. They can come from within you. So you have to have control over your mind, body, and spirit. That's the problem, is that's the issue with anxiety. That's the issue with people that do crazy stuff. That's the issue with people that are really going through a lot of confusion in their lives, is because they're not in control. Something else is controlling them. So when you can get some kind of control, which I think self-control is usually self-taught. Yeah, your parents can teach you certain levels of control over self, but I think that it's something that you eventually start to learn, especially, if you want to survive. Not having a lot of control or self-control, you won't survive. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to run your own ship, and your brain, you have to look at it like there's coggle wheels and they're spinning, and you have to have control over all of that energy that's going through, and mainly it's your mind. It's literally coming from your brain, from your brain, your thoughts, and then your third eye. Now, there are interdimensional beings that feed off of your brain. That's what they feed off of. That's the whole zombie apocalypse. They're vultures. They're constantly hanging around your halo and your crown chakra. You see what I'm saying? So, you know how, like, in the zombie movies, like in how they, it used to be that the zombie, they wanted brains. They kind of changed it to where they just wanted flesh. But yeah, they will eat your brain. It's like you'll have this halo and you'll have all these magnificent, blessings that are coming in, and the vultures will be hanging around the halo. They'll be hanging around your crown chakra. And so, you know what I do, guys? I make sure that I keep my crown chakra greased every day when I get in the shower. I kind of like, I co-wash it with either oil. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of oil washing your hair. It was something that was very popular back in Egypt. Actually, the Egyptians would oil wash their hair. They would apply oil to it, kind of like the hot oil treatments, basically. And it's the same concept. But doing that to your hair, it not only does it anoint your crown, but it also anoints the scalp. If you have that problem, then you literally should you can do self care by massaging your crown. So, y'all, I have gotten, even though I wear hair pieces like during my lives and stuff, a lot of them, when I get off of this, I sit back and watch my movies, and I'll go take a shower because I'm definitely gonna take a shower when I get done talking to y'all. Not that y'all dirty or anything. It helps me relax, and then I'm about to eat soon. So, I don't know about y'all. I like to be relaxed when I'm eating. You know what I'm saying? I can't really eat when I'm upset. Or like when you just kind of worried. I can't eat when I'm worried. Like I don't like worry at all. Like if I'm worried about anything, especially these days. I used to be a worry wart like that because that was the only way I was taught by my mother how to solve my issues was by sitting there worrying and talking about what the problem was. But not, I mean, I guess finding a resolution, but then sometimes the resolution can create more debt. So avoiding creating as much debt as possible, perhaps. I mean, it's nothing wrong with making a car payment or whatever, or a house payment or whatever you need for your daily living or whatever. But, so I forget where the heck I was going with that, guys. Yeah, I'm ready to take a shower. So what I do is I sit here and I massage my scalp. And for some reason, when you do that, when you are it's your anointing, even when we anoint candles, we massage our intent into it. So you can actually get rid of a lot of bad spirits by doing the scalp massages. Okay. And that is the act of anointing your head. That's why people oil their scalps. I know that I am one of the people that has to oil my scalp. I like my grade of hair. I love the texture of my hair. But I have to keep it oiled. Okay. And so a lot of you guys will, your crown is very important. So even though I wear hair pieces, I take damn good care of my hair. I oil it, I deep condition it. I'm about to do some Ayurvedic treatments on it. I'm going to do the amla powder, and I'm going to also henna up my hair very soon. So now that I'm in my house, I didn't really feel comfortable with trying to do some henna in a hotel room, so I didn't do it there. But I'm gonna so those things are very important because it provides protection. Spiritually, henna and amla powders and stuff like that are either bentonite clay, especially bentonite clay. There's people that they get the bentonite clay and they mix it. There's like a recipe that you mix it up, and you can use it to cleanse your body, your pores, your hair, your scalp. Um, because okay, imagine if you had a crop of corn and you had a bunch of pests and gophers. Not even gophers. Gophers are animals, but let's say that you have bugs and stuff. I'm not gonna get into the insecticides or whatever today. That's like way too far out there. I'll have to wait on that. But let's say it's an energy that is like a mosquito. A mosquito is like a blood sucker, and a lot of the different, like, I think flies are too. I think flies are pretty demonic. Spiders. I don't like spiders at all. And I've been trying to get over my fear of spiders, which is kind of like looking up on the wall and it's like a big ass spider on the wall. I immediately go into kill mode. I don't like spiders at all. And I don't think we should trust spiders personally. There's a reason why people got arachnophobias. Them, you catch one of them deadly breeds and them one of them flesh eating So, and then they've got other, insects or whatever. But just imagine you've got this field of corn that's growing healthfully. What happens is that the insects, and maybe corn is for insects, because a lot of people don't like corn. I like corn. I like corn on the cob. But there's a lot of people that say, oh, it's GMO. And there's a lot of people that believe that fruits and vegetables are bad for you. I don't know if y'all know about them. I think they call them carnivores. They feel like your diet should be like a large percentage of meat, even raw meat. So, which is one of the diets that is the closest to nature, I must say, because even like I'm kind of like that. I'm kind of like a carnivore, you guys, because when I cook my steaks, them suckers be red on the inside. I like my steaks cooked. I like for them to be cooked to a safe temperature, but I do like to cook my steaks. I don't like my steaks well done. I like them to be rare or medium rare. But there's some people that think that, but imagine you're growing something and these insects come and they're feeding off of it, and they're feeding off of it, and they're taking away from the growth. So it's kind of like that basic law of nature. If you grow, then maybe something's going to come and try to eat it. So now, I think that human beings, I believe that we are in this reality on this earth, we are at the top of the food chain, except when it comes to animals, because people get killed by animals all the time. People get mauled by animals all the time. However, there are interdimensional beings. It's those interdimensional beings that you have to worry about. Reptilians only exist sort of interdimensionally. Like a lot of the bad ones, they exist. So that's why they're not able to just kill you. You'll get a code from them, you'll get some kind of virus from them, because, a lot of times, especially if you don't have control over your astral space. Because I started to build a wall around my astral space. Like I started to do that a few years ago. And I think it takes a couple of years to start building that. Because especially a lot of y'all that wake up tired, you wake up tired, you kind of dizzy. You know what I'm saying? What is the best way to protect yourself? I usually pray and keep the grounding stone by me. Stones are absolutely wonderful in that. Okay. Definitely use your stones, guys. I use them too. If I start experiencing any kind of ache or pain, or if I feel like it's something that's coming to the surface, I'll take this particular crystal. This is one of my favorite crystal pieces. And because it sits up. And so I actually use crystals in my healing work. And so, if, like, for example, if you have a headache, you can actually take a crystal and just lie back and put the crystal on you, and it will take that headache off. It will. But I don't. It always works for me. If I headaches and stuff, I try not to take like medicines and stuff. I try to use the natural, and it actually does work. But I think that you have to understand the visualization techniques, because whatever is causing that headache, you want it to be pulled into the crystal. You know what I'm saying? You want the crystal to absorb it so that it's no longer touching you. And then you also want to charge the crystal to, um, put your chakra back to where it is, because people can put stuff on you at any day, at any time. It just depends on what they're doing. Especially if you go out in public and you run into somebody that could possibly be in a bad mood or have a bad spirit on them. I personally think that it's important for you to pay attention to what is happening as far as in the energy. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like keeping, be it's you kind of turn into like a human radar, but it's something that's second nature to me now. It's not anything to where people are gonna feel weirded out about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's say for example, if I go and visit somebody's house and I sense it's a spirit in the house, that spirit is not gonna drive me to the point where I'm gonna start acting crazy and saying, "Oh Lord, it's a." No, I may tell you about it later. I may tell you, hey, listen, I gotta leave because I'm not feeling well. But you know what I'm saying. So I've learned to handle this stuff, and then what's really important is keeping calm, because getting yourself all spastic and getting all bent out of shape and all out of control, that ain't gonna do nothing for nobody, not even you. You just gonna hurt yourself. Folks that be screaming and hooping and hollering and mad and scratching at the walls and stuff, who are you hurting besides yourself? That's committing self-harm. And my spirits really are encouraging a lot of self-healing, because at the end of the day, I have to teach your chakras how to heal themselves. But if you don't really have an understanding to how I'm doing that, then how would you know? Because many of y'all witches are being called to duty. So just to let y'all know, I am recruiting, but it is the best thing in the world that is ever going to happen to you. Just don't take it to a negative place. You don't have to take witchcraft to a negative place. Okay. In fact, I can't stand that when people, always, even, I mean, there, all of us witches have to deal with dark energy and bad spirits. But I feel like when people start going towards that, I feel like it's a bad spirit that got on you and you can't get it off of you. Because there's no need for that. Where is the struggle? We survived the apocalypse. What are you doing? Still running around in a circle. Okay, cool. I'm glad that you asked that. Okay, so you can either go to Etsy or you can cash at me. There is actually a reading that I do for you where I read your spiritual gifts. It is priced kind of differently. You can also ask me about your spiritual gifts during a reading. But most of the time, especially right now with the full moon coming up, a lot of different people are dealing with I feel like it's getting caught up with negative energy or trying to get ahead of the negative energy and stuff like that. But you can sign up either on Etsy. It's called a spiritual gifts and life path reading. And guys, what I do during that life path reading, I make sure, I'm gonna flip the camera real quick, guys. I make sure that I give you good sound advice on how to use your power. Okay. So over here, this is the High Priestess Jamila's school of gray magic. Because we're not just out to get revenge. If you're out to get revenge, revenge is very different than reversing the actions or either the energies that another person put out there. Because if you've done a reversal and if you've gotten that energy off of you, then what are you still trying to do? What you still trying to get revenge for? What's that for? That doesn't make sense, does it? Because now your energy is being used towards revenge. So perhaps a bad spirit must have got on you. When you guys come to me, I feel like you guys are ready for peace and rest, because that's my main thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what? I would love to give you some classes. I definitely, because I your classes go in according to your life path reading, and not just that, because there's some things that you're gonna know. Even though you're a healer, you may deal with, you may be a healer, you may be an empath, You're going to deal with some of the most negative energies. And you have to learn how to deal with that so that you don't have that on you, because I think that's what happens with people. And I know that's what happens with people because they change and they get more bitter. So just that's what I'll say to you guys. I don't let my students go that way. You know what I'm saying? You know, if somebody makes you bitter, then evidently they must have triggered something in you that you needed to deal with anyway. But now it's time to release it. Now it's time to release that. And this is going to be a good time to do it and lay down your seeds of intent so that they'll really grow. So right now is a very powerful time for you guys to start to understand the energies that are working against you and the energies that are working for you. So the energies that work against you should be about 5%. The energies that work for you should get 95%. For example, I would rather sit here and commune with my spirits than to stay wrapped up in someone else's negativity, because it's my spirit, it's definitely those spirit guides that have helped us. They really have. Every single time I work with Lakshmi, she brings a lot, her and Lord Ganesha. So those are definitely, I work with them for my money manifestation. And it works for me. It does. It works quite well. Okay. And so also Shiva is really good because Shiva is all about meditation. And you know Shiva is he's all about the law of attraction too. I believe that Shiva has something to do with the principle behind law of attraction. If you want something, you have to um you know commune with people and connect with people that either want similar things. And if they want similar things, you got to be careful. Do they have some sort of plan? Have they devised a plan to obtain those things? Because it's not about wanting something, it's about, do you have a plan devised that is going to manifest that and actually make it come into reality? Because we can talk all day and night about what we're going to do, but it's not about what we're going to do, it's about the things that we've actually manifested for ourselves. So and so at the end of the day, I feel like, especially when they say money is the root of all evil, money is the root of all evil to people that have a bad relationship with it. That is another curse that is being spoken all the time. People say this stuff over and over again. Money doesn't kill people. People kill people. Spirits kill people. Just like guns don't kill people. People kill people. Okay, now if lightning strikes a tree and the tree limb falls and bumps you in the head and you die, that's an act of nature. Okay, but really, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, being rich in spirit is what a lot of people are, but that's just spirit. Are you bringing it into the metaphysical? Are you actually bringing it in? That can be the hard part. People thought that was easy, and it's not. Manifesting something can be very difficult. One of the things that makes it difficult is worry and fear. Those things pop up and they may lay in the subconscious to surface at the worst moments. So, if you do have problems, get the work done and then don't even think about the problem. As soon as you stop thinking about it, the problem resolves itself when you stop worrying about it right at that moment. But in the meantime, were you scratching your eyes out? Were you pulling your hair out in the meantime? Were you nervous? Were you scared? Why are you so afraid? So, a lot of people don't have trust. Trust is a very valuable frequency. Trust is a frequency. Trust is the same frequency as love. So, also, guys, if you've had work done from me, I'm gonna send text messages to people. I need for y'all to give me y'all testimonials, please. Because I got people texting me saying, thank you, goddess, and all that stuff. But I got to have that on test. So I'm going to get a testimony video going up because I've been working with a lot of people, especially the past several months. And I got to get, well, especially the people I've been working with really recently. Let's get y'all testimonials in and stuff because I definitely love those so that people can hear and stop being scared to share your good news. Everybody is afraid to share their good news. They're afraid somebody's going to take it away from them. Well, how are they going to take away something unless you allow them to? They can try to take your energy, they can try to take your name, they can try to take a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, you are the one that is supposed to be in control of that. But they told you to give up your control. Give your life over. Just give your life over to a higher power or give your life over to this higher power that, in my opinion, it's not higher if it doesn't represent evolution and ascension and evolving and improving. If it's something that's hanging on like a bad cold from the past, it's got to go. Because, especially this whole thing about women not being able to survive on their own, that's got to go. I told y'all I destroyed that damn demon of patriarchy in my life. It took me a good 3 or 4 months to do it. That thing had it tried to have like a noose around my neck, and it still tries to connect with me. I tell it go. That's what I call it, Lilith. Okay, because we all have seen the evil of the men that walk out, do things to us to leave us to starvation, hunger, sickness, and death. So that doesn't apply because nature's gonna kick in when somebody's trying to kill you or destroy you or take from you or mess with your house. You are gonna go into defense mode. You're gonna defend yourself. If you just lay down and take it, then you just was a willing sacrifice. Well, that's fine. Then I guess, but many people are not willing to do that. Okay, there's not too many people, even people that go to church, they not willing to do that. They like, now wait a minute now. Because I have people that are Christian and Catholics. I have Muslim people that contact me for spiritual work. I got people in Africa. I got clients in Singapore. I got clients in New Zealand. I got clients in the United Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? That everybody ain't gonna, because first of all, that was during that time. That was during that time in this big space that we are occupying called existence. That doesn't mean that you continue to teach that ignorance to people and you constantly have it in the back of their minds, because that is not the way to go either. Now, I do believe that people do need to fear consequences for their actions when they are doing things to do harm to other people. Karma is created by the person that has had something done to them. That is what creates karma. Because somewhere out in the universe, that person's energies and spirits are saying, well, what about what you did to this person? And then you may even be asking yourself, well, what about me? What about what you did to me? You know what I'm saying? So that, and you can clear out negative karma. And I think that your cards will tell you exactly what the issue is, especially if you're having some trouble or some difficulty or any obstacles. For example, if I do a free reading for your zodiac sign and you get the Justice card in the reverse position, you get the Death card, you get the Judgment card. Hello, I'm going to tell you, hey, listen, you need to do some karma clearing. You need to cut the cord from your past, and you need to close the door, and or either shut off access to those dark memories and those things that trigger you, those things that could possibly be a weakness if you let them. Okay. So, and anyway, y'all, I've been on here talking for over an hour. I got to go so I can eat something. Um, so get it in for the full moon, guys, because my schedule fills up fast, and so I am accepting clients still for the full moon, and then we're gonna go into the crescent moon, because I also work with crescent moon energy. So I don't just work with the full and the new moon. I work with the entire moon, wherever it's at, and the planetary alignment and the zodiac alignment. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace and hair grease. Bye, y'all. Love and light.